Hola, families. This is Directora Ayadeli here, and I'm excited to be here today with a special guest. Her name is Noemi Mariscal.
Hola. Yes.
Did I say your name
Yes.
right? Mariscal.
Mariscal, yes.
Okay, but you go by Mimi, right?
Mimi, yes. I love going by Mimi.
Everybody knows you as Maestra Mimi.
Mimi, yeah. So even the kids are like, oh, Mimi. So I'm like, yeah.
Okay. And she's going to be here today to chat with us about Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead.
Yes.
One of the reasons I wanted to invite her is because, of course, we have our festival coming up on Sunday. And so I thought it would be a fantastic opportunity to share with our school families more information about Day of the Dead. Not just from a learning perspective, because a lot of people kind of know what it is, but I thought it'd be interesting to talk to someone who actually celebrates Day of the Dead, or you know more about it, just kind of a cultural perspective. So that's why I wanted to have you here. And just for those who don't know, Maestra Mimi, Noemi, she's one of our teachers at Spartan Road.
Yes.
She's you. What do you do there?
Usually with the toddlers mainly. If it's toddler or pre-K 1 or young pre-K.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you might have seen her around at Spartan Road,
Yes.
and then she also comes here and helps us out at our College Road School with our after-school program.
Yes.
So you may see her, and you can say hola when you see her. But I guess the first thing, but when I spoke to you a couple of weeks ago and told you about the festival, you got really excited.
It was really interesting, because I saw that you guys celebrate that. So it's pretty neat, it's something new that people are just starting to celebrate. So I just asked questions like, oh, what is you guys do, or what is there, or what can I help out? So that was really interesting.
Yeah, she was so enthusiastic, so I thought I got to interview her and talk to her more about this. So I guess the first thing, welcome, and thank you for joining me. The first thing is, I guess, do you want to just tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from originally, where your family's from, how you came to learn Spanish?
Okay, yeah. So originally I was born here in Wilmington. So my parents, both of them are from Mexico. They're from a place called Oaxaca.
Ooh.
So I was born here, and then I left over there. I went to school for like maybe 3 years, and then I think around 5 years old I came back here. So that's one reason I picked up Spanish, just because of my parents. So they don't really know English, and I went to school over there just for like a year maybe, but I was little, so so mainly the Spanish came from just household and everything. And after that, I've been here, raised here my whole life, and yep. So.
And for people that don't know, because Oaxaca is a really neat part of Mexico,
Yes,
actually, but where is that located in Mexico?
So it's more down south. I don't know.
Southern
Yeah,
Mexico.
southern. So
kind of rainforest, tropical, right?
It's a little bit of everything. We do get like rain. We don't get like really cold weather though, but definitely heat. It is pretty hot, but yeah, we get a little bit of everything. So it's pretty neat. Yeah.
Nice. And you graduated from high school here in Wilmington?
Yes. So I graduated here in high school in Burgaw, and then I went to college in Raleigh. So that's where I've been. So now I'm here in Wilmington, just trying to find something new experience and everything. So that's pretty much.
Okay.
My background.
Awesome.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, well, I guess so. With your family being from Oaxaca, of course, your parents, do they speak Spanish, and do they also speak another dialect?
They do. So that is another thing that we did learn, because my parents mainly spoke dialect and then Spanish. So our dialect, we call it Mixteco. So it's a little hard because, well, for me, I don't know how to speak it, but I do understand it. There's certain words I can't say, like when I want to have conversation with my grandma, like it's just small things like how are you, Mixteco, or like thank you, or something small like that. But they definitely do speak it. My siblings, they speak it as well and understand it. I just understand it. So since I basically went to school here my whole life, it was like either English or Spanish. So I kind of lost the dialect a little, but I'm starting now that I'm older to pick it up again. So.
Nice. Okay. So I guess the first question is, in your family, do you all celebrate Day of the Dead? Did you grow up celebrating this?
We did. So that's one thing. I guess like for everyone, their main holiday is Christmas. I want to say mine is Dia de los Muertos, just because like for us that's
really
a
special.
time. Yes, that's a time like everyone somehow is available too. Like since my parents work, my aunts and everyone, they're always working. So we use that time to like come together. It's one weekend usually, because Dia de los Muertos basically for us, like it's people celebrate it differently in different cities, like not just like maybe in Mexico City they do it a little different or bigger. And so for
It's
us,
very regional,
yes, so we have 3 main important events or dates, which is we start October 31st, November 1st, and then November 2nd. And the 31st is like when we're starting to get everything together, like we're welcoming everyone because they're gonna come. So we start by placing making our altar, and then we have special flowers that are called cempasúchil. So they're the yellow ones, and
Kind of like these.
Yes, kind of like these.
These aren't real, but it kind of looks like that.
Yes.
And cempasúchil is flor de cempasúchil. That's it's the flower of Day of the Dead, the official flower.
Yeah.
But that actually translates to marigolds. So they're Mexican marigolds, but they're big marigolds. They're bigger than ones here.
And people asked us too, like, you know, why do you guys use that flower? And like, for us, we believe that the sun touched those flowers. Like, it's like a kind of like going back in our generation, like they touch it, and so that lights the way, which is why on certain like altars you see people like leave little paths, and it's just like to help them, to bring them to the food and guide them back to us or their families or who they're visiting. So that's what we do. And then we start by putting the altar. We put flowers, we put water, bread, usually on the first day just one, and then a glass of water. So always important for us. And then then comes November 1st. For us, that's when we start welcoming the young ones, like children or like, you know, or cousins that we had that were younger age that had passed away. So they come. So that's when we put like candy or sweet bread or atole, which is a beverage drink that's made out of corn. It's like really thick, depending on how people make it too. Sometimes people add milk or cinnamon. So I think that was my favorite one. But we start by putting that. Sometimes milk, just because they're children or anything small that could go on there. And then the next day is the second, so that's the All Saints Day, I guess, Dia de los Santos, what we call it. And that's when we have our older family members come and visit us. So that's when we actually put like meals on there. Like, so we have what is special for us is mole, which is like a thick soup almost, I guess you can kind of say it. And we have chicken and then beans and anything like that. And then for our elders, like for instance, my grandpa, like one thing he loved to drink was Mariscal, which is like an alcohol beverage, but it's made out of agave. So we usually put that, or we sometimes put, like my dad likes to put beers or soda and juice.
What they like.
Yeah, anything that they like, and their pictures as well and stuff like that. So that's something like, you know, it's beautiful to us because, you know, even though they're gone, like we get to celebrate them. And it's nice because we believe like during this time frame, the universe is open, I guess you can say, and like they come to us. They come back. That's what we believe in. So, you know, that's kind of something like we like to keep doing over the many years and stuff like that. And another thing that I also learned too that was pretty interesting because I just lost my grandpa about a year ago. So it's before Dia de los Muertos. And I was telling my mom, like, oh, we need to put a picture up or something. And she was like, well, that doesn't happen. It usually has to be, they don't come that year they die. It's going to be until the next one. So that's one thing, like, you know, that was new to me. And
tradition.
Yeah, so like now this year, so we get to celebrate now that he comes and visit us now. So that's another thing. And also, like, for different people, like for us, those are the main 3 days. And then the second, that's when we're saying goodbye to them. So like on the third, we still light up one more candle and like, you know, we leave everything. And, you know, that's when, you know, everyone, I guess, last ones are eating or anything, enjoying, having time. And then that's pretty much how it goes. And then like we start cleaning it up, everything on the third. Or sometimes we like to keep it like a little bit. But like since there's certain foods, you know, we have to remove it then and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's a
big event.
It is a big event.
And you know, it's funny. Okay, so Dia de los Muertos, we have it written here, means Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny to me. The name is somewhat misleading because it's not a celebration of death. Some people think, well, death. It's actually a celebration of their life.
Yes.
You know, we're celebrating these people, and I just love the sentiment behind it. I didn't grow up celebrating Dia de los Muertos, but I've learned about it over the years from teachers who teach me about it. Maestra Midi, she also puts up an altar in her house, and sometimes she's actually shared her altar on Facebook. She'll share pictures of it with her families. Yeah. So I've learned a lot about the holiday, or not. I don't know if you would call it a holiday, but the tradition.
Yeah. Celebration, I guess.
And I like the concept. I really do. I think it's wonderful to have a day where we celebrate people who have moved on, but that maybe they come back to visit, or we just at least remember them. And we talk about them, we tell stories, look at their pictures. I even, in my family, my mom pulls out the pictures of my uncle and my grandparents who passed away. And my kids look at those pictures because we put them on our altar at our festival. And it's kind of a conversation piece. We begin talking about those people, so we remember them.
Yeah, it is nice. Yeah, it is nice because I mean, there's definitely like other days you can remember something, but for us, it's just really special, specifically those days, just because, like I said, it's a time we like we think that the universe is open, so we believe that they come and they find us. So it's really beautiful, you know, to have that. And like for me, like, you know, that's when I guess the best part is because like we get together. So one weekend, like for instance, like this Sundays, just because you know the days fall depending how they fall in the week. Like I know my parents work, I work, so we can't really be. But usually we always do it a week before where we get together and we make tamales. So that's one thing that I really love because it's just a time that you know everyone's together. Like we don't even have to be making tamales if we don't want to.
Right.
But we just you know it's something fun that we or anything else. And I guess small other little things come like that we incorporate. Like for instance, you know, maybe they want to paint or something, we can do that. But it's mainly always been just talking about, you know, the loved ones are looking.
It's a good reason to get together.
Yeah, get together. Yeah.
Now, do you feel like it's becoming more? Are Americans becoming more aware of Day of the Dead? I feel like I've seen a shift. Honestly, in the past 7 years, we actually first had our festival in 2017, and since then I have noticed more and more Dia de los Muertos stuff in the dollar store and Walmart. Yeah. What do you think?
I think it has lately. I feel like one thing that did kind of maybe help out, especially for kids, was the movie Coco. How they incorporated that tradition in the movie, and like you know,
I highly recommend that movie. If you haven't seen Coco, that would be a good movie to watch with your kids this weekend because it explains it. It explains the whole idea, but in a very respectful,
in a colorful way, just for kids. Because you know, sometimes it's hard to tell like a kid, like you know, like a loved one passed away or why, or like explain to them for the reason like they come back without them thinking that it's like ghosts or like you know or anything like that. So it was beautiful, like, you know, that they did come out with that. And I do know that some of that movie was influenced by Oaxacan culture, so that was really nice, you know, the background history of it and stuff. So that's...
And Dia de los Muertos, by the way, is huge in Mexico. I just want to mention that. And I think, I mean, it's huge everywhere. There's altars everywhere, flowers, flor de cempasúchil. And I think you had said that you really want to, that's one of your dreams.
That's one thing I want to do. I've never gotten a chance to go, so hopefully next year, you know, I'm there, I have the opportunity, because they do it. It's like nothing compared to what we do here, because here we just maybe do like an altar and that's it. But over there, it's like everywhere, like in, I guess, el centro is what we call it, so it'd be like downtown. It's just big. Like you have floater, or what do you call that here?
Oh yeah, floats
and things like that. Almost. So we have those and stuff, and music, and it's just like from day to night. Like that's everything.
That's amazing.
Oh, and then if we were over there, my parents, we usually in the morning, that's when we go to the cemeteries, and we decorate. That's important as well. We decorate and we turn on the candles, and we usually leave the candles on like all day or until they burn out and everything. So that's pretty beautiful. I mean, here we don't do that just because, you know, our loved ones are mainly over there. So it is beautiful though. That's really beautiful celebration that we have.
Nice. Well, we'll talk really quickly because we only have a couple of minutes left about some of the symbols of Day of the Dead. So first of all, you'll see a lot La Calavera. And what does Calavera mean? For people that
it's
don't
just
know.
I guess like a symbol,
skull,
and it's just a colorful way, you know, just so it's not too scary or anything. And
then also it kind of represents death. It's it's the physical representation of death. And then you have La Calavera Elegante, which is like a dressed up skeleton, a lady that represents Day of the Dead. We already talked about Flor de Cempasúchil, and I don't know if you knew this, but we actually grow it at our garden at the other preschool in Spartan Road.
No, I didn't.
Every year we grow it. One teacher brought me seeds from Mexico, Pamela. She's a parent of the preschool now, but she used to be one of our teachers, and she brought me back some seeds. So I always plant them and grow them. Hopefully the frost didn't kill them because I know it got cold.
That's one thing that, you know, happened to us. Yes.
Did that happen to you?
Yes, I did. So every year my parents are trying to grow it. So this year we did get a few, so that was, you know, nice and stuff like that. But I do have an aunt where she like has like so many. Like she's mainly where we go and we get some and cut
them, and put them on the altar.
Yes.
So hopefully I'm gonna go check the garden over the weekend and see. But anyways, we'll see if we got some of that.
Okay.
Let's see, Pan de Muertos. Do you want to tell everybody what that means?
So Pan de Muertos, it's just the bread, like, you know,
bread
sometimes
of the dead.
Bread of the dead, and this decorated. Sometimes it has like little faces or anything, you know, or it's colorful. But that's just I guess like for us, it's like the main course, kind of like, for instance, like when you have water and bread, and
it's
so,
bread of the dead, so
yeah.
it's supposed to attract people back, the smell of the
Yes.
bread, and we'll actually have free samples of that at our festival. We ordered it from Los Portales, so
okay,
people get to come and try bread of the dead. It's authentic.
Yes.
Atole, you mentioned that. It's a
Yes.
sweet beverage. It's kind of like Mexican hot chocolate, but not really hot chocolate.
Yeah.
It's made out of corn.
Almost. It's a little thicker
It's
than
sweet.
hot chocolate. Yes.
So we'll have that for parents to taste. Let's see, Flores and Pasuchi, we said that. The altar, we'll have an altar, and we ask families to please bring a picture of someone that you love who passed away. If you can bring it, because we're going to have a beautiful altar set up, and people can set their pictures on it.
Or if you have pets as well, you can bring a picture or anything.
Yeah.
That's something that we also incorporate as well. And I know that's something new. See, every region, we don't really do that, but that's something new that we started doing, I guess. Because when you have a pet, you fall in love with it and you want to also celebrate. But I know for pet, they start it on the 27th when they put a picture and like a little bit of food and stuff like that. So that's what I did for mine. I put some like, little food and water or anything, or toys that he liked.
And we got a couple of pet pictures too, so feel free to bring your pet pictures. Tamales, we talked about that. We already did our tamale sale, but I know a lot of people eat tamales for Day of the Dead. We'll have agua de Jamaica. Maestro Miti's going to make that with the taco sale at our festival. So really, again, Dia de los Muertos is a celebration of life, so we make the festival fun. It's supposed to be a happy time. So we're going to have games for the kids on Sunday at the festival. We'll have a face painter who's amazing.
Loteria, thank you guys for having.
What was that?
Loteria.
Loteria, yes. Loteria is a Mexican bingo game.
Bingo, yeah.
So we'll be playing that, and they can win Mexican candy at the festival. We'll have cookie decorating where they can decorate skull cookies. Let's see, a balloon twister, caricatures. We have a teacher, Maestra Edith, who's going to be drawing caricatures of the kids. Maestra Miti's making tacos, and she'll be selling those. So we'll have pizza and snow cones as well for the kids. And then bounce house slide. We'll also do a 50-50 raffle, just to let parents know. This whole festival came about the first year that our school was open in 2017. I actually had a dad who was Mexican. He goes, "Why don't we have a Day of the Dead festival?" And I was like, sure, we'll have a Day of the Dead festival. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to have a festival. So we kind of put a small festival together, and every year it's sort of grown. But it's one of those things, we don't make any money off the festival. We just kind of offer it free to our families, to our students. And we just want people to come and have a fun time and to learn more about Day of the Dead. So that's the whole idea. But one thing to help us pay for all of the things that we offer at the festival, we'll have a 50-50 raffle where parents can buy a ticket. It's $1 per ticket, so you can buy 10 tickets, 5 tickets, 20 tickets, and then whatever we make, we'll split it in half, and the person who will draw a name, the winner gets half of the money, and then the school gets the other half of the money to cover festival expenses. We'll also have a t-shirt sale, so if you're interested in taking home a Wilmington Bilingual Preschool t-shirt, we'll have some of those, all the different colors. And if we don't have your color and size, then you can place an order at the festival, and we'll just send you the invoice and deliver it later. So, anyways, that's all I have. But thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. It was really nice, getting to talk a little bit, of my experience, I guess. And, everyone's experience is different. Everyone incorporates their own tradition as well, which is nice as well. So, hopefully everyone enjoys this time. I know it's my favorite. I love it just because, there's food, family time and everything. So it is pretty.
It's just part of the fall. I love the fall.
Yeah, me too.
Another thing that you can celebrate every fall now.
So it is nice. But thank you. Yeah, no, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming for the interview and for being a part of our school.
Yes.
Adios.
Bye.